Is it dangerous to fast 3 or 4 times in 1 week? Well, let's have a look.
Ask Yuri. You've got a health and fitness question? I've got an answer.
Hey guys, Yuri Elkaim. Welcome to another episode of Ask Yuri. I've got a question from Josh today, who wants to know what would happen if I fasted for more than a couple days a week, say 3 or 4 times during 1 week. It's an interesting question. Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll probably know that I'm a huge believer in the power of intermittent fasting, which is essentially a 1-day fast. A lot of studies have shown the benefit of this, and if you think about it, as human beings from where we came from, Paleolithic ancestors, they would go through bouts of having no food, other times lots of food, and it would kind of this natural cycle of up and down in terms of caloric intake, and that's still how our bodies operate. We're not used to having 5 or 6 meals a day, in spite of what the experts want to tell you about that. So, is fasting 3 or 4 times a week beneficial, or is it healthy? Well, it depends. Josh, it really depends on a lot of different factors, namely how much weight or how much fat you are carrying. Let's say that you're a 500-pound person. You have a lot of calories that your body can turn to. So fasting 3 or 4 times during the week might be beneficial, but again, only for a short period of time. You cannot spend half of your life not eating and the other 2 or 3 days of the week, enjoying food. Eventually your body will realize what's happening. It'll go into what's called a starvation mode. You've probably heard that. And that's where, our body is kind of scared, and it gets into a kind of a stressful situation where it doesn't know where the next food is coming from. So it kind of deprives, or instead of depriving itself, it actually holds on to what it has. So it depends on, again, your weight, a lot of different factors as to when that would kick in for different people. But I would say, you know what, don't even get to that point. If you want to do a once a year, 3 or 4 day fast, go for it, by all means. But don't make it a routine thing every single week. It's not really going to benefit you, and it's going to compromise your ability to work out. You're not going to be able to work out in a regular fashion if you're not eating for 3 or 4 days routinely. Okay, you need those calories to fuel your workouts. And if you're somebody who just wants to lose the last 10 or 20 pounds, you'll be okay if you just do 1 intermittent fast a week. Okay, so that's 1 day a week where you don't have anything to eat, simply just water. Okay, so the simplest way to do that is have your dinner at night, shut her down at, let's say, 7 or 8. That's the beginning of your fast. Now, the cool thing is that you actually go to bed and spend the next 10 or 12 hours in a fasted state, which means you now only have half the day or half of that 24-hour period to continue your fast. And I will say it is challenging if it's the first time you're doing it, but it's one of the best things you can go through. You'll learn a lot about yourself. You'll learn a lot about your connection to food and why you think you need to eat at specific times. So it's a really cool process to go through, and there's a huge number of benefits in terms of kind of rebalancing your hormones, reducing blood sugar, burning more fat, and improving your health. One of the only things we know how to do in terms of increasing our longevity is by eating frugally, which means eating less. That's one of the only things we know for sure that extends our lifespan. So simply by eating less, and this could be just one day fast a week, that can make a huge impact. So Josh, I would not recommend 3 or 4 days. I think 1 day is plenty, and I hope that helps you out. And if you have a question you want answered in an upcoming video, be sure to pop over to my Ask Yuri page just below. Ask me your question. I'll do my very best to answer it in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
And today we're going to be talking about how to get started with the raw food diet. We talked about why it's important to follow a raw food diet, what you can eat on a raw food diet, and a bunch of other things to help you get started.